Oh, what a night. Aston Villa beat Ajax by 4. We saw Duran score. Aston Villa, what a night. Now, I'm no singer and I'm no songwriter, but I tell you, I was singing loud and proud last night at Villa Park. What a night. Maybe one of the very best I've ever experienced as an Aston Villa fan, and I have been to many great nights, many great games, but there's just something about playing in Europe, isn't there? You know you're in the big time when you're playing in Europe. You know you're playing against the biggest names, the best players, the iconic, famous teams, and it's and so for Aston Villa to beat Ajax 4-0 so convincingly. And yes, I understand there is a big difference between the Premier League and the Eredivisie. Yes, I understand there's a big gap between the finances of Villa and Ajax right now. But at the same time, Ajax are Ajax. And we just saw Villa beat them 4-0. And, 5 years ago, they're in one minute away from going to a Champions League final while we were battling it out against Rotherham, you know? And in that short amount of time, here we are, and there they are. Um, they're a team who have all that European experience, all that European pedigree, certainly a lot more than we do in recent times. And, for Villa to gain this kind of experience is invaluable because we're almost certainly going to be in Europe again next season. So to get all this experience and just all these, for the players and for the fans, everything is special. It's special. When was the last time we saw Aston Villa win a knockout game? 1998, right? 1998. George Bush hadn't even been president at that point. George W. Bush, not his dad. Bill Clinton had just visited Birmingham and had a pint by the canal, by the National Indoor Arena. Yeah, England actually, or Britain actually won Eurovision. It was a miracle. I think it actually won Eurovision through Tina and the oh god, Katrina and the Waves. Katrina and the Waves. Anyway, what am I going on about? It was a brilliant, brilliant night. Fantastic. Went with Sam Ty, brilliant journalist. What a fantastic time it was with him. Luis Miguel Echegaray, his wife Jen as well. Fantastic to meet them. It's just special. It just makes it all the better, doesn't it, when you're with such brilliant company. Met Paddy from For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. Fantastic to meet him, and also met people who actually watch the podcast, listen to it. Jason from Sheldon. It was good to chat to you in Weatherspoon. Tomo, good to bump into you at Villa Park as well. Just special to see, people who watch and follow the podcast, and for all of us to have been there that night to experience something so special as Villa getting that win. Yes, Ajax were not very good, but Villa they still had to get the job done, and that's exactly what we did, and it was good to get the cobwebs away from that horrible game against Tottenham at the weekend. What do? You go and blast away Ajax. That's how you get that out of your system. And so, yes, initially it just kind of felt like Villa were largely in control, didn't it? From the off, really, you could feel the atmosphere was special. You could feel the momentum was with us, and as loud as Ajax's fans were, it never felt like they outsang us, really, did it? And it just got to the point where, Watkins's goal was coming. Brilliant, brilliant header. Another set piece wonder work from Austin McPhee, the man who looks like a wizard, and he seems to be a bit of a wizard. I could see him in Lord of the Rings. I could definitely see him being the kind of man who outsmarts Saruman, helps Frodo to Mordor, strategizes and masterminds, outsmarts Sauron. Sauron wouldn't be able to deal with his set pieces. So yeah, it was a lovely header from Watkins, and the second in 3 games, I think, got another one against Luton, didn't he? So top stuff from him. You could hear a pin drop when he was lying on the floor and getting a lot of medical attention. The entire stadium was in hushed fear at that point. So when he walked, I think that's probably the loudest cheer Villa Park has ever seen in history when he actually walked along the sideline and then came back on and scored. He obviously had to go off soon after, but according to Unai Emery, is just a cut. So hopefully nothing too serious and long term. But I tell you what, you got to give you credit to the man the man I mentioned in the song earlier. The song they'll be flying off the shelves in HMV or download charts on Spotify. Duran, I thought he did brilliantly coming on. Young man, a lot of pressure. He wants to prove himself. Been out with injury for a while now. Came on and I thought led the line very well. I thought he bullied and hassled Atto, who's a great central defender, young man, Ajax. Just caused Ajax's defence a lot of problems, and I didn't think they could deal with him. And I think we saw the ability that he has. You saw that I think he is a naturally very, very gifted player. And I think that if he's able to combine his natural attributes, his game intelligence, with a level of maturity, both on and off the pitch, if he's able to combine all those things together, we're looking at a very, very special talent. And there's a reason within football he's spoken of so highly. It's because he can play at the very, very highest level if he's able to bring all those ingredients together. And last night, he led the line very well. He hustled, he bustled, he made good runs. He was good link-up play. And then an absolute booming rocket of a finish. Very few players in football seem to be able to hit a ball as well as he can. You know, you think back to the Palace goal, you think back to that goal against Ajax last night, and then you think to that goal or that attempt against Man City last season. He does just have an ability to hit a ball from a standing position with absolute incredible ferocity. So there's a lot there with Duran. And, you know, big goal for him because it means, you know, let's say he has to start against West Ham if Watkins ain't right. Or if he comes on against West Ham, he's coming on with a lot of confidence, isn't he? So that's good for the rest of the season for Villa. And yes, what a finish from him. Unbelievable. Moussa Diaby getting in on the act as well. I thought he played very well last night. Also good for him to get 90 minutes. There's been a bit of questions about him. He started very, very well this season, but his form's dipped in the last couple of months. My theory on that, genuinely, it's his first season in the Premier League. It's a different kind of physicality. It's a different culture. There are just going to be down moments, you know, for a young 24-year-old man. It's not always going to go, you know, plain sailing, is it? And yeah, he's on choppy waters at the moment. But I've been of the belief this whole time he's going to find his way back to form. He'll be absolutely fine. And in a year's time, hopefully we'll be looking at a player who is playing at an extraordinary level. Because every person I spoke to about his time at Leverkusen when Villa signed him said he is a top class player. He's an A grade player. So, you know, we gave Leon Bailey needed time. Look at him now. The most electrifying player in sports and entertainment today. Sorry, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You got to step aside for this one. Leon Bailey's taking your place as the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment today. And then for Moussa Diaby, a fantastic goal, you know, bearing down on you know, wins it, bears down on goal and just smashes it in past the keeper. Exactly what he needed to do. I thought all night he ran very well. He made confident runs. He was finding space. He was linking up well. I do think he plays better when Bailey's on the pitch. I think they have really nice link-up play, and I think sometimes he maybe struggles to find that link-up when other players are on the right. And I think, you know, look, he's playing with his back to goal all the time as well as that second striker. And that is not a position he's really played in a lot at Leverkusen. So he did it at PSG, but not really for a while now. And he's doing it in one of the most physical leagues in the world. Opposition teams have obviously copped onto this and they're on his back all the time. So this, again, that's hard. And your fit form will dip because you're just adapting to a new style and a new position. And I'm telling you, he's gonna be all right. And you know, I quite like to see him get a few run outs on the right because that's, you know, where he's naturally at his best, I think. But yeah, him and Bailey linking up against Ajax last night, lovely stuff. And I think we'll see it again in the coming weeks and months as we have our run towards the Champions League. Come on, we got to believe we can do it. Coefficient FC, we've had a good week. West Ham doing us favours. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully we give them a lesson on Sunday. But you know, they did us a favour last night for Coefficient FC for hopefully that 5th place in Champions League. But we don't want 5th. We want to be top 4, don't we? We got to make that. Come on. And then otherwise, Leon Bailey getting the second goal and killing the game off. I thought again, fantastic move from him to get past Atto, and what a finish! It was a brilliant goal from him. Brilliant piece of individual skill, coolness. He's just the coolest man going, and he is Coolness personified, Leon Bailey. I want a Jamaica shirt. I want Bailey on the back, Cashy in attack or whatever. Cashy at the back, Bailey in attack. But yeah, look, I've rambled on a little bit. Sorry. I've not replied to some of the comments on the videos this week just because I've run out of time. But I will do. So please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you thought of the Villa game, and also Lille next. Oh, I was there in 2002 in the Intertoto Cup. Graham Taylor, and I remember us losing 2-0. I think we drew out in Lille, lost 2-0 at Villa Park. They were nasty, that Lille team. I remember they were a very horrible little team. One of them got red carded. I remember him spitting as he was coming off. I remember another player waving at the whole end. They're a stroppy bunch, is what I would say. But that was the night. I think Graham Taylor was manager. And I remember feeling like, oh, this isn't feeling good. And I remember the guy I was with that night saying to me, honestly, if Villa play like this season and we lose to Birmingham City, who've just been promoted, I don't think I'll be able to handle it. I'm going to tear a seat off and walk on that pitch, I tell you. Well, things didn't go well against Birmingham City that season, but I tell you what, they went well against Birmingham City from about the year 2005 to now, isn't it? So that's all hit in the past. And Lille's win that night is long ago in the past, 22 years ago. Jesus, how old am I? 22 years ago. God. And well, we got them now, haven't we? So top team, they're doing very well in France. I think that's a very tough fixture. I think that is a really, really tough game. It'll be a lot tougher than Ajax, I think. And they could come to Villa Park and cause us a lot of problems. First leg at Villa Park. But you know what? This is Unai Emery's Aston Villa. I believe. We all should believe. As Emi Martinez, World Cup winner, said, I'm a believer, mate. And I am a believer. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. Let's on to Athens. Come on. Up the Villa. West Ham next. I'm going to the game on Sunday. Can't wait to play those Emmas. Tough game without McGinn. But look, it's a big chance for Robinham if he starts. Big chance. We've still got the players to get the job done. And this team does not lie down. It always finds a way back from adversity. And I think they'll do it this Sunday. Come on, the mighty Villa. Up the mighty Villa.